Hello, everyone. Hey, okay, so I'm going to be doing a mid month to the end of February this time around, and I will not be uploading a last week of February video because March March is a crazy, crazy month with um, a couple of very important aspects happening in the beginning, and it doesn't stop. It's like one after the other thing that happens in March that needs a lot of focus from my end. And like I always complain, I work full time. So I need to spend more time on delivering, setting up and delivering March's horoscopes for you guys, um, as well as I really want to commit to uploading that before March 1st. So that's one announcement. Second announcement, as you can see on your screen, I have the my email address for those people who want to contact me for readings. Even though I'm not doing any readings, I'm backed up all the way to May. But if you want to do readings, I can start putting you guys on a waiting list. And then I'll let you know by April when your time slot will be up. And because I'm working on a website that'll be like automated and you can choose your time slots and all that, but it's still under construction um, because I've got so much going on. I haven't, and I'm doing it on my own again. So that takes a lot of time. Uh, and for other, some people, want to ask questions, but they might be shy or they don't want it out there. And you guys can certainly contact me with my email. Now, I might not get back to you right away because I don't know uh, yet what the traffic will be like. Okay, so just letting you know that I might not get to you right away, to your email rather. All right, so those little administrative details out of the way. If you want to take a screenshot of these aspects and these degrees and compare them to your natal chart and see where they hit. All right, and then I'm going to, I don't know if well, um, yeah, I just don't like doing an introduction on these aspects, and you guys just skip straight to your sign, and you might miss some information. So I'm just going to go into each sign right away. I think that'll work better. So I'm going to change screens. Hi, Sagittarius. Okay, Sagittarius, this is your mid-month to the end of the month scope. I will not be uploading next week's scope as I am preparing for a crazy March. there's a lot going on in March, and especially for you, the very first week in March is quite important. It's a crossroad. So I do, yeah, work full time, and since March starts off with a bang and doesn't stop, it continues. There's just a lot of things going on in March. I want to deliver so I want to deliver a really comprehensive March for you guys because really February was sort of like a holding pattern, uh, like a prelude, and then March things start rocking and rolling. And by the way, if you're new, my returning listeners know the snoring is my pug. um, so let's jump into your scope. And yours is, uh, yeah, there's a lot going on with you. Uh, and there's just two, three really important areas of your life that um, it's hitting. So there's two Sagittarians, first off. You fall in these two groups. Um, one Sagittarian, one group of Sagittarians is you have met somebody new, or you met somebody new last year between May and October. Uh, and it was a romance, like a whirlwind romance. You just fell madly, deeply, head over heels, and you left everything to be with this person. There was some kind of rush. And then between October, then things started to almost like stall or hit obstacles, and that was because Jupiter started retrograding, so that you can review. Uh, but there was a decision that you made, for better or for worse, in October that that was a risk, some type of a risk, some sort of independence from. the situation you were in. The other group of Sagittarians, again, between May of last year and October, somebody did come new into your life, or a new opportunity or situation where you did not take it. You stayed with what you were comfortable with what you knew, and it was a decision that um, well, it might have been because of family, because family is lit up here, and you might have regretted that. Now, Jupiter going direct, it started going direct, and speaking of speed, and what Jupiter does is, again, if it goes retrograde, it reverses something, it stalls something, and then when it starts going forward, it reverses it again, and starts uninstalling it. It starts making things go forward. So that decision is going to come up again for you, Sagittarius, of do I stay or do I go? And in either case, um, it it's still beneficial. It's still looking like it's a, you know, because Gemini is the sign of the twins. So and Jupiter in Gemini, Jupiter is your ruler. Jupiter is your benefactor. Jupiter will always deliver the best option for you. And second chances, definitely, Jupiter will give you that. So you are going to have this decision come up again, to either go back to what you had and what you were secure with, and you will be welcomed as if you had been missed terribly, for example. Uh, and others, or you may say, "No, I did make the right decision. I am staying where with what I have chosen," and that is good too. Again, it's Jupiter. Okay, um, and I'm setting that as a background because now we're going to discuss what's going on with February and Pisces. Uh, I gave you that background because there's an aspect to Jupiter that's important. So now we're into Pisces weather completely. We have the Sun, Moon, Mercury, Saturn, Neptune, the North Node, and Ceres all in Pisces. So your focus is going to be on home, family, parents, and the physical abode. So it can be an apartment, or it can be a home. Your focus is going to be here, and there's a retrograde here that's going to be happening with Venus, with Mercury, um, with other planets. So that says to me that there will be something that you need to do first before you can move forward with this family and home situation. But I'll explain that as well. So let me first start with really in the beginning of the week, and I'm saying this to all signs. When I say on the 17th, this aspect happens, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's on that day, on that hour. You can feel it before or on that day, yes, or even after. It really depends on your natal chart, the degrees, if you even feel it, uh, the degrees in your natal chart, um, or the decan you're in. There's a first decan, early Sagittarius, middle, and then late. But that's not the scope of this video. But I'm just trying to tell you that don't get fixated on saying, oh, it's Monday, oh, it's Tuesday. Okay. So early in the week, we do have Mercury in Pisces, semi-squaring Chiron in Aries. So there's a discussion, debate, conversation, phone call, email, text, agreement, disagreement, whatever, in regards to your home and family, uh, or about your home and family. That's my pug snoring. He's so loud. Um, yeah, I stopped it and tried to move him. Um, but I can't. He's still snoring, and I just don't have the heart to like push him away or leave him in another room, because it's just him and I now. So hopefully you can concentrate on what I'm saying, and the background of his snoring can be like maybe meditation or something. Um, so yeah, getting back to this discussion regarding your home and family and parents, or your living situation, which is intended, really, it is, or it was intended, like I said, you might have felt it before, intended to be healing, to find um, something that is uh, good for you, but it triggered some kind of a wound or hurt regarding a love or a romance, or maybe a child, and it might have its roots in the past. Okay, but I'm just trying to let you know that it wasn't meant to be mean. It's just it was meant to be simpatico healing, but it triggered this hurt uh, in the past, and that's part of what I spoke about regarding um, in your February scope is releasing something, releasing a hurt, releasing something, a negation that is holding you back from achieving this perfect, ideal home and family situation. Uh, and this month, and these 2 weeks especially, we'll be concentrating on that. Because if you remember your February scope, I did say that this is a prelude, like a movie trailer, to the ending of some hurt or confusion regarding home and family, as Neptune will leave Pisces at the end of next month, March. Um, and that confusion stops, as well as Saturn, which came into Pisces in 2023. So you started feeling restrictions uh, regarding home and family, or where you physically lived. There was restrictions, constraints, obstacles. That also disappears, and those restrictions was via Saturn, yes, but he was trying to build you a strong foundation so that you can materialize this yearning you had for a perfect home and family. And yes, it has to come through restrictions, through obstacles, because it's like the saying, if you don't feel pain, you won't know what compassion is, etc. and etc. So yeah, um, part of releasing the past is this wound that you may have experienced and is triggered early in the week. Now, when the sun enters Pisces on Tuesday, the sun is very powerful. It will shine a light on all the dark crevices, or if you will, the cracks there is regarding your home and family situation or parents. You get to see, others get to see exactly where there are these um, analogous cracks. I'm not saying like physical cracks, like in an analogy sense, the cracks. And the sun also gives you energy to then start thinking about this compassionate healing, even with those cracks, even with those hurts. Um, Also, there is Venus in Aries that will semi square Uranus in Taurus. Taurus is your sixth house of health, habits, routine, scheduling, um, a job, or, or this such. And you have been experiencing like radical, revolutionary changes in your home, and or rather in your job or with your routine. You've had to be quick and think on your feet. But most especially, which is um, part of whatever that's going on with home and family, is about a job. You're not able to conform to a normal job. You Anything creative or having to do with technology um, is what you are really trying to um, materialize in as far as a job. And that has some play in here. Okay. Now, Juno also enters your sign, Sagittarius, on Tuesday. And Juno was Jupiter's bride. So she is all about commitment, marriage, yes, but mostly it's about commitment. So after these discussions about home and family, and after the sun shines the light on whatever obstacles there are, there is Juno enters your sign. So there's a commitment being asked of you uh, regarding yourself, your image, how you are seen in relations to family and parents, and so on. Um, in relations to whatever you need to do as well before um, this release of a home and family situation. Now, February 20th is also important. Thursday, again, you might feel it before or after. We have we have Mercury in Pisces that will square Jupiter in Gemini. A square is a hard aspect. Uh, However, again, there's mutual reception here. That's one, because Mercury rules Gemini and Jupiter rules Pisces, is a co ruler of Pisces. Plus, Jupiter is your ruling planet, your protector. And Gemini is your partnership house. Um, Even with Jupiter in Gemini, it's going to benefit you in the sense that partners are going to be opening doors for you. And the discussion here regarding home and family, again, is coming through partners. Again, solutions through partners, and maybe also siblings or extended family that is that is all in the mix, and something regarding foreigners or higher education. This is why they call Sagittarians the golden child of the zodiac. You are very super lucky. Now, you you might not be feeling super lucky, understandably, because of Saturn's restriction and the squares that you've been dealing with for the past uh, good amount of time, a long time. So your fire has maybe diminished because of these restrictions. You're not used to being controlled or restricted. You're a freedom loving sign, but plus, your home and family being in Pisces is a very emotional sign. So you might have been feeling like really down and woe is me kind of a deal. But if you understood what I'm seeing from an astrologer's point of view, uh, the universe really does love you. It is these planets that are by happenstance or by an intelligent, creative uh, uh, design or God. The way these are set up is to an ultimate benefit for you, not just to get you by, but to um, really benefit you in a way that makes you absolutely grow and shine. Yeah, this is going to be a watershed year for you. Definitely a very, very exciting and life changing year for you, Sagittarius. Um, So I'm going to sing the song that I'm singing to Virgos. Uh, just hang on, as they say. Uh, hang on, because the saying also goes, sometimes it gets a little bit worse before it gets better, but then becomes really good. And plus, like I said, you are these planets, the way they're set up and the way they're interacting, are all like almost like benefactors for you. Okay, it's just you have this hang up. There's this hurt, and not only about love, but there's something about home and family as well, and maybe even siblings, that needs to be released, that needs to be looked at in a different way, so that you can release it. And you are able to do that. You're a immutable sign. I mean, yes, you can be hard-headed about a truth, your truth, um, rather than the truth or someone else's truth, but you are able to bend and not break. So that is what the universe is asking of you. And plus, it's all about faith, having faith, not losing faith. And you rule that. You're about optimism. You're about hope. But because, like I said, for the past few years that you've been getting just knocked silly. I'm laughing with you, Sagittarius. We've all been knocked silly with these hard aspects. You've almost lost hope. You've almost lost that optimism. But if you keep the faith, because that's what Jupiter is all about. It's a benefic planet. It's a moral planet. It's about having faith and believing uh, that if you do that, if you keep on that, you will be rewarded. But not just rewarded, you will be rewarded in a big, big way. All right, I'm moving on. So then the end of this week, beginning of next, specifically on Sunday, Mercury in Pisces will trine Mars in Cancer, which is absolutely gorgeous. Again, there's talk, discussion, debate regarding home and family, um, that is benefiting your eighth house of intimacy, joint finances, um, loans, credits, inheritance. Anything about inheritance, that's lit up for a lot of you too. The mortgage and things like that. So again, discussions. These are discussions. These are preparations. Remember, February is like a holding month. It's like a rehearsal, and then the action starts in March. Um, so look to those. So look to those discussions on Sunday as well. What happens on Sunday is Mars will station then direct in Cancer. Okay, uh, so whatever obstacle that was hit uh, back in October, November, whatever fallout, that comes up this time, but with new information. Okay, that rights, corrects a wrong that might have happened, maybe an argument or a heated debate. So Mars went retrograde and got stuck there, but now it's going direct, and you're getting that information that you might have missed. Now, Cancer also rules home and family, and the mother, especially, or matriarchal figure. So that has something to do uh, with intimacy and joint finances. There's something there that's also involved, and uh, you Sagittarians will know what that is about. So yeah, Mars will station direct in Cancer. Also pay attention, because I always say whenever a planet stations direct or retrograde, you do get a sneak peek. There is something out of the ordinary that gives you a clue to how that transit will end or will be. We also have on Sunday Ceres entering Pisces. So this is, I don't want to start back. The reason I'm hesitating is because there's a another discussion that's at the end of the month, but I don't want to jump ahead. But in any case, I'll just explain that Ceres is the planet of compromise, uh, which um, uh, which was she was Pluto's mother-in-law, and she made powerful and fearful Pluto. Well, not him being fearful, but us being fearful of Pluto, compromise with her. She was that strong over her daughter Persephone. So uh, you will be going into discussions regarding a compromise. Okay. The decisions aren't there's still a holding pattern here. There's no hard line decisions here. The series will be in Cancer or in Pisces rather, for a few weeks, and like I said, there's retrogrades with Venus and Mercury. So this is this is what I mean by a rehearsal. These are rehearsals. So these compromises will be going back and forth until there's a perfect fit that meets everybody's needs regarding your home and family and parents. Because some of you who might have not taken that new opportunity might have been, was due to maybe uh, parents or family as well. I wanted to throw that in. And then on Tuesday, the 25th, Mercury will conjunct Saturn in Pisces. And this is a very important and a very serious discussion, again, about your home, family, parents, or your physical living space. Um, Saturn is trying to materialize your yearning for this perfect home and family. And these discussions are serious, are about that, are pay attention to these discussions, because they are the key, one of the key aspects that will help you materialize uh, your luck with a home and family situation. Then the last aspect, or the last day, uh, is when we have a new moon in Pisces. And this is what I wanted to say, but I didn't want to jump ahead uh, when I was hesitating earlier in the beginning. So the new moon in Pisces, this is a new opportunity for an ending regarding your home and family and parent situation. A beginning to an end does not mean that your hopes is going to end. It does not mean that. It's something that you need to release, that you need to let go of, um, regarding a home and family situation that will free you up to take advantage of this ideal situation that Saturn is trying to manifest for you regarding your home and living situation. Because this new moon, 6 months down the line, will be a total lunar eclipse. Uh, Something or someone, or yeah, something as in regards to your home, will be eclipsed out of your life. So 6 months down the line, I see a big change, a move. And this new moon is squaring Jupiter in Gemini. So it's close to that square. So what that tells me is um, you are either gaining from a partner, uh, whereas it's you're losing this old way of life. You're moving out of this old home, or even if this was a recent move, and you're going into a new place, a new home. But there is it's Gemini, so it's the sign of the twins, and Pisces is also actually the two fishes, and there's always a dual option with the fishes as well. So this looks like a combination of families. You're either Well, no, you're not getting someone new into your home, because you are moving. There is a move, a big kind of move, but there's a combination of families involved here. And it is through partner or partners. And somehow, um, family or extended family or siblings is involved in all this. And then we have, Uranus will be moving into Gemini. So Gemini is your partnership house, and Uranus is the planet of shock and surprise. It's going to be a very exciting partnership for you starting in June. But yeah, this beginning of the end here, it's not a bad thing. And with the square to Jupiter, some signs it will be a little rough, but not you, because like I mentioned, Jupiter will never allow a harm come to you. Um, and Jupiter is also the co-ruler of Pisces. So there's so you're being blessed in both cases. You're being blessed with partners and with a home situation. Sagittarius, this is a really, really good outlook. I'm trying to reach out to the Sagittarians who have lost hope. Uh, most of you feel this. Most of you feel this huge change that's coming up, and you're very optimistic. And like I said, you're a mutable sign, so you can see the end of these restrictions. You can feel it because Jupiter is also, like I said, your ruler. You can feel that there's this really exciting, new, hopeful, freeing um, atmosphere with a partner, as well as this ideal home and family situation that really picks you up. And then, not to even mention when Jupiter goes into Cancer, which is going to be huge for you regarding intimacy, joint finances, inheritance. Uh, I'm not even going to get into that because that is going to be absolutely. It's like the Trump says, you're going to be so tired of winning. That I'm really super excited for you, Sagittarius. So keep the faith, and you do keep the faith. But I'm just reaching out to those Sages that may have a different rising sign, that or different malefics to your natal chart, that you may be at the end of your rope. Just hang on, as they say. And you do get this redo, this makeover with a partner or partners. uh, Whatever decision that you made that you thought was like, oh no, afterwards. That's why a lot of astrologers may have said it's like you made your bed, sort of thing, last year. But again, it was meant to be, because then you appreciate it now, and you might go back to what you knew, or again, you're staying. But with this stay that you make, with this decision that you're going to have to make again, you had to have done whatever you did, either stayed or took the new opportunity, and had whatever regrets you had, gone through whatever emotion you had to go through, to now the second time around, when you come to this crossroad, uh, you will definitely be making the decision that is best for you. Uh, I hope I explained it. It's really difficult. I've been telling the other signs it's really, really difficult to um, because I can see, I mean, the chart, and I know what the aspects are and what's going on, but it's difficult to lay it in layman's terms, especially when it's Pisces and Neptune, because it's nuanced, it's very nuanced. So I hope I captured the essence of it and did not confuse you. But if I did, I apologize, and you're welcome to throw in the comments any confusion you have. Ask me. I do answer all the comments, and this is quite important for you. So if you have questions, throw them in the comments, and I will be more than happy to answer them. So if you thought this was difficult, March is going to be a holler. That's why I need a couple of weeks to get it all prepared for you guys. All right, Sagittarius, I'm gonna let you go. Sagittarians, I hate saying Sagittarius. I'm gonna let you guys go. I feel like I'm dropping off my baby somewhere, but I hope this lifts you up and holds you until your March scope. I'll talk to you in March. Take care. Hi, Capricorn. Hope you guys are doing well. And this is your mid-month to the end of the month scope, as I will not be uploading a weekly scope next week, because um, I'm preparing your March. Well, besides the fact that I work, I'm also preparing your March forecast, monthly forecast, which is crazy. um, the first week, even, there's some moving and shaking going on, and it doesn't stop. It's like one after the other. So I need some time to make a really coherent, encompassing forecast for March, because it is very important. There's a lot of movement there. Um, and this month really is a holding pattern, but I'll discuss that. So yeah, that's why I am doing a mid-month to end of the month for you on the important aspects that you'll feel the most. So every time I think, like, when I look at the aspects and I'm like, oh, this is a breeze. Okay, this is no problem. And then when I dive deeper into it to explain it to you, it's like, oh, whoa, there's There's a lot to say, especially because it's Pisces. This month is dominated, especially the last 2 weeks. It's dominated by Pisces, and Pisces is really very nuanced. It's about faith and spirituality and a lot more, but it's making aspects to Jupiter, which is really quite important. Making aspects to Uranus and Mars. So um, it's uh, it's going to be a little involved. So here, bear with me as I try to explain it without confusing you. All right. So if you remember your February horoscope, I did say that February is a prelude um, to Neptune exiting Pisces after 14 long years, and Saturn, your ruling planet, that will also be exiting. So I mentioned that February is like a movie trailer of that ending. Um, and especially these last 2 weeks, we will have Mercury, the Moon, Saturn, Neptune, the North Node, Ceres, and the Sun, all in Pisces. Uh, so if you had a visual of it, it'll be like almost our solar system tilting all on one side. So something that's going to be like turned on its head, but an ending to it to like create order out of chaos that's been happening. Well, first of all, Pisces is your third house of communication, commuting, communication devices, cars, um, siblings, extended family, cousins, a very close community, a very close circle of community, your neighbors, neighborhood, social media, language, and eyesight. So it's quite encompassing. And you've had um, you've dealt with all of these things in the past 14 years, absolutely, and maybe some things more intensely than others at different times during these last 14 years. And then you started seeing some restrictions in 2023 regarding any one of these components. And what is happening here these last 2 weeks is the beginning of an end. Something needs to be released here so that uh, Saturn, your ruler, with those restrictions that he has been putting on you, was helping you to manifest whatever yearning you had regarding this house, to manifest it into reality. So that's where your focus will be, on communication mostly. Okay, Capricorn. Now, I'll give you a little, I'm going to do a little thing on Jupiter for you as well, because there's an aspect to Jupiter and it's important. Jupiter in Gemini. Gemini is your sixth house of health, habits, routines, scheduling, your job, taking care of someone. Um, and it is the house of gossip and chaos. And beginning last year, May, you did start working hard, diligently on something, and you are a practical sign. You are a results oriented sign, uh, but Jupiter is a faith based planet. It rules Sagittarius, optimistic, never pessimistic Sagittarius, uh, and you can see where you know the irregularity will be between you and Jupiter. Um, I'm not saying that you don't have faith. Actually, Sagittarius or Capricorns are have very strong faith, but um, more on the sense of results. I need to see results, and you may not have, like, you worked hard and you might have seen yourself not getting the results you wanted. Um, and and what Jupiter was trying to do, and Gemini, is an air sign. It is, the social butterfly. It's fleeting. Uh, it's quick. Let's get this done fast and quick and easy. And it does take shortcuts in some instances. And again, that doesn't vibe with your spidey senses. You're about focus and um, the nitty gritty, and because that's what yields results. And when Jupiter has been holding back any results, it can be discouraging to a Capricorn. Um, Not discouraging where you give up, because you never give up. You're a Capricorn, but it's been somewhat dismaying, maybe, or daunting. This can also have to do with a job, because the sixth house, is your routine, your daily routine, or your habit. And it could have been about a job where you were not satisfied with what you were doing. So many of you have changed jobs to something that is challenging, and you like challenge. Others, it could have been about a health routine, and you were wanting a certain um, regimen, routine. Again, you might not have seen results. And as a matter of fact, between October and just last month, this month, you might have even seen reversals, and been like, What's up with that?" But Jupiter has now turned direct, and it's going forward, and whatever was stuck uh, or reversed now will pick up speed and start reversing again. The only thing is, I mean, this scope is not about Jupiter, but I'm setting this background because it has a lot of influence on this Pisces thing that you're going to be dealing with. The only thing is like I mentioned, uh, Jupiter is about faith, having the optimism to carry through. Okay, so that's the background on Jupiter. The other thing is there is some movement with Pluto and Aquarius, not much, but a little bit. So that tells me that you are also uh, there's also you're worried about money. And what's new about that for a Capricorn, right? It is all about money for Capricorn, and for good reason, because you are taking care of someone, or maybe even more than one person, and you're wanting to control that, where you can have control because of a security issue. So that's all in the background for you, Capricorn. The other thing is, um, again, money, but it's like joint finances, or a mortgage situation, or an inheritance issue, um, or things like that. Now, that there was movement here, but then it sort of disappeared. It stalled, and that's Mars. It went into Leo, but then it retrograded back into Cancer, and you had to deal with partnership, um, heat and action, and debates, and arguments, and your eighth house of intimacy, joint finances, and inheritance, money. Again, it's a money house. Your money house that sort of took a back seat, or it was reversed, or it was withdrawn from you. Um, that is going to start up again. So that's another good thing that's going to be happening, and you'll start seeing reversals. So whatever was taken from you is going to come back, and that you'll see action in that. But that is to come. And that will be in May, April, May. So that's the background on Mars, and then you've had Uranus and Taurus. Taurus is your fifth house of love, romance, children, and creativity, and you've seen a lot of exciting things regarding that in the past 7 years, and we have some aspects to that. So now let me go over the aspects for these remaining weeks of February. Uh, uh, and like I said, it is about Pisces, and an ending to maybe a stuck or confusing situation where it involves some type of a release that you need to release and let go of, uh, so that you can materialize something solid here. So early this week, and when I say early this week, or on Sunday, or on Monday, it doesn't really necessarily mean on that day, on that specific hour, because you may have felt it even before I uploaded this, or maybe you'll feel it after. It really depends on your natal chart, and these degrees, if they even hit your anything in your natal chart, and your rising sign, and there's just a lot involved. But uh, generally, you will be feeling these either way, because these are really important aspects, and it's regarding a very important thing, and having 6 to 9 points in Pisces, you will definitely feel most of this. So on Monday, we have Mercury in Pisces that semi-squares Chiron and Aries. So there's a discussion, a debate, conversation uh, regarding your communication, your neighborhood, your neighbors, um, 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 maybe a language barrier, maybe something. But this is intended as a healing discussion, but it triggers some type of a wound, regarding your home and your family and your parents, um, that you have that's like buried down deep. It might be something in the past. So that's how this starts off, let's say. And it's not saying that it starts off negative and sets the tone. No, it's something that had to have been said, to be debated, even with this triggering of the wound, because then we reach compromises during um, at the end of the week and forward. Then we have the sun entering Pisces. So now the sun is going to be shining a light on your Pisces related house, and the sun penetrates all the dark crevices or cracks. And I'm saying that as an analogy, where you and others can see where a problem may be, uh, and in this case, maybe the way you communicate, uh, which is requiring a more sensitive type of a communication. And you've had 14 years here. You know what it takes to be a little bit more poetic, let's say, than you know, uh, not yelling out orders, but you know, being a little bit less flowery. So it's the analogy of honey catches uh, bees much faster than vinegar, or whatever that saying is. Um, and then also we have Venus in Aries that will semi-square Uranus in Taurus. So you've been having blessings regarding a home and family situation most recently, and it is semi-squaring. It is a hard aspect, but it's like a quick jolt. It shakes it up, unstick something that's stuck. Regarding your fifth house of love, romance, children, and creativity, uh, it is maybe a surprising aspect that you receive regarding or from a lover or a child, uh, regarding your home and family. Whatever that discussion you had earlier that triggered this wound is being discussed here, and you're getting a surprising reaction, probably from a romance, or maybe it's about a creative project. Uh, but then you have Mercury in Pisces semi-sextile Venus in Aries, so you're getting good feedback um, regarding the way you're communicating with your home and family or your parents. Now, Juno enters Sagittarius on this day as well. So, Juno is all about commitment. Uh, and Sagittarius is your 12th hidden house. So, this tells me that mm, because you have this square from your romance house and your family or your parents, um, there maybe you're promising something to a romance or lover, but in secret, maybe about a commitment, or you someone's asking you for a commitment, and you might be holding it a little close to your chest. Sagittarius again is your 12th house of behind the scenes, hidden secrets, the past, taking care of someone, or it could be a Sagittarius figure, person, be it male or female, that's talking about commitment. So that is what's going on Tuesday. Then we have this is important, is on Thursday, so towards the ending of the week, everything like happens even in the news, with government, and surprising things happen towards like Thursday, Friday, where when people aren't paying really attention. So on Thursday we have Mercury in Pisces squaring Jupiter in Gemini. So remember the back story I gave you regarding Jupiter and Gemini, and this is a square, so this is a hard aspect, um, and it's regarding your communication sector here. And this may be at work. Um, there may be, it may have to do with your job. Um, so your job. Sorry, that is my pocket. Oh, he's adorable, and he's really close to me, and I don't like to push him away. So hopefully you can withstand the snoring in the background. Yes, this your job um, may have, you're talking a lot. There's a lot of communication, or commuting. There's a lot of movement back and forth in areas. And this square is a hard aspect, like I mentioned. However, it's not like an opposition. It's not like my way or the highway. Squares can be good. They jumpstart things that you might be fearful of or hesitant about. It pushes you and, and unsticks something, whatever is stalled. Plus, there is mutual reception here. Mercury does rule Gemini, and Jupiter is the co-ruler of Pisces. So it's in each other's benefit that this works out. And Jupiter, again, is the planet of faith and optimism. It's paying it forward. So whatever whatever communication you're using here or going back and forth, you will be your job and your routine and your health is benefiting here. So look to that on Thursday, because as well on Thursday, the Sun in Pisces semi-sextiles Pluto in Aquarius. Yeah, this has to do with your job. Um, and this job is quite exciting. It's quite uplifting, but there's a fear you have uh, about this job, whatever it is. The sun is illuminating here your communication. Like um, you might be fearful of communicating something wrong, um, or that you might be held, to account or something. And this is what Pluto will be doing. It will be making you face any fears here. But see, this is a good aspect. So whatever communication you have in your job or commuting here on Thursday, pay attention to, because this is the good formula, because you're being rewarded with your job. Um, on the 23rd, now this is a very important date. Um, we have Mercury in Pisces that will trine Mars retrograde in Cancer. And Cancer is your partnership sector. Again, um, whatever formula you're using regarding this talk, where you're less stern, more maybe compassionate, more patient, is definitely working in your favor in regards to partnership. And don't forget, partnerships can be personal, yes, but they can also be business or platonic. Um, then we have Mars stationing direct here in Cancer. Very important. And then we have Ceres entering Pisces. So Mars has been stuck going backwards in Cancer. And also, I forgot to mention is that Cancer natally rules home and family, and especially the mother or matriarchal figure. So that whatever that was stuck or difficult, or if there was an argument um, with a partner, and if it was family or a mother figure or a matriarch, uh, here it starts moving direct, and you can see with that trine, communications are smoothed out. Now it is stationing direct on this day, so it's yet to move forward. Um, that's why I said also it's like sort of a holding pattern. But pay attention to this stationing and this conversation, as this conversation will illuminate how the Mars transit of Cancer will end, which it will end in April, and then it'll go into your eighth house of joint finances after that. But this has to happen first for some reason, because there's joint finances also involved with your partnership house, because Jupiter then leaves Gemini and enters Cancer, and you are set to benefit from joint finances, a partner, and it involves family or a matriarch, a mother figure. And I always say, when a planet stations, you get like a sneak peek into what's going on. And not to outdo any of that, Ceres enters Pisces. Ceres is the planet of compromise. She is Pluto's mother in law. She brought Pluto down to his knees to compromise over her daughter Persephone. So that's also playing out in your chart, as far as whatever that needs to be released or ended, whatever obstacle or confusion regarding your third house. Ceres enters here to start with the compromises and the negotiations. The only thing with Ceres, and I'm not worried too much about this for you, is emotions should be left um, outside, held to one side while you're negotiating, because any heated emotions will not work with Ceres and compromises. Um, and especially with Ceres, it's about losing something to gain something. That's how the compromises work with Ceres, um, for both parties to be able to say, okay, I agree on um, letting this go, and I'll take that. It's that type of a deal. Then on Tuesday, so early next week, very important aspect involving your ruling planet. We have Mercury conjunct Saturn in Pisces. This is huge. This is a very, very important and serious discussion um, regarding your communication, or commuting, or with a sibling or cousin, or a very, very close circle association. It can and may have to do with your job, um, but it's not a bad aspect. Don't think of it as a bad aspect. It's a determination, and you're used to Saturn's energy. Okay, so there is a very important conversation that is to be had, uh, again, regarding whatever restriction you've been encountering in your third house. Uh, and Saturn has been trying to materialize for you whatever yearning, whatever wish, desire you're having regarding your third house. So pay attention to that conjunction, as that will be important for you. And then, because then the next day, or on the same day as well, Mercury in Pisces will semi-sextile Chiron in Aries. So if you remember this week, that that wound that was triggered regarding your home and family, um, here, after this conjunction, after this discussion, this serious discussion you're having, then Saturn lifts some type of restriction, and um, it heals this pain. I mean, it doesn't completely heal because it's Chiron, but it embalms it. There's this compassion, this understanding that leads to this healing of a hurt or a wound you have about home and family and parents. My bug is super loud, but we're almost ending here. So this leads us to, on the 27th, a beautiful new moon in Pisces. Uh, it is a new opportunity, Capricorn, for a new way of communicating that helps you release the old. This is the beginning of the end, uh, because Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac. So we know there's an ending as we anticipate a new beginning. I mentioned in your February forecast, it's like spring cleaning. So all of this is almost like rehearsal, uh, like a try. And we are going to have a Mercury retrograde, a Venus retrograde. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier in your forecast, but that's why I'm saying it's like a rehearsal, because you're going to have two more opportunities to perfect this. But this new moon is going to, 6 months down the line, be a total lunar eclipse. Um, so something, I don't think it would be someone, but it may for some of you, because there's millions of Capricorns with different things in your charts. Someone may be eclipsed out of this third house, but it is deadwood. It is something that's holding you back. Remember, we're talking about releasing something, ending something. That then, when we have a solar eclipse in this area of your life, um, it fills the vacuum with a new opportunity. But this new moon, whatever new opportunity it is a signal that 6 months down the line, uh, it helps you in these months to release whatever you need to release. Uh, as well as you will see the restrictions and the confusion, like I mentioned, stop with whatever this communication or fear you have of it, or maybe community or commuting. And it can be, mundane. I'm making it sound dramatic, but it might be mundane as, your car isn't working and you're getting a new car down the line. Maybe that your car will be eclipsed, and you're able to then get a new car or a communication device or something of that sort. Uh, Also, on this day, I'm going to mention it for you because it's important. Mercury in Pisces will sextile Uranus and Taurus. Again, your communication is is sitting really well with a surprising factor about a lover or a romance or a child. And then Saturn in Pisces will semi-sextile Chiron in Aries. Gorgeous. Your ruler is lifting restrictions regarding this wound about home and family or parents. It's setting up a really nice ending to the month, uh, which heals you in some way, in some capacity. Now, I hope, oh my God, Oji, stop. Juju, stop snoring so loudly. In any case, this is the ending of the mid month to the end of the month of February for you, Capricorn. And I hope I've relayed some clear, concise points for you. If not, I don't blame you. It is, like I said, maybe in the beginning, I think I mentioned it, it's really difficult to relay concrete, straight line edges about Pisces to you, because it is a really nuanced uh, type of a sign, an ethereal sign that is hard to put in layman's terms. But if you have any questions, if you're confused about it, please throw them down in the comments. I answer all comments. and I'd be happy to do that uh, for you, Capricorn, because like I said, Capricorn is all about the straight and narrow and strict, and let's get the facts, ma'am, please. And I'm more than happy to oblige. All right, Capricorn. So I will be talking to you in your March horoscope, and put on your seatbelts for that. Talk to you then. Hi, Aquarius. Okay, so this is your mid month to the end of the month scope, as I will not be uploading next week, a weekly scope for next week, because I have to concentrate on March. It is a an exciting month that starts off with a banger, and it doesn't stop. So it has a lot of moving parts and aspects, and I need to really concentrate on that and produce a cohesive, comprehensive monthly forecast. And I want to upload it before March, or at least by March 1st, upload all the signs. So that's why I'm opting for a 2 week scope here for the end of March. Um, so let's go into these aspects for you. So Pisces. Um, where did I go? Oh, there we go. So Pisces for you, Aquarius, is your second house of job, income, and your value system. And as I have explained in your monthly scope in February, you've dealt with a lot of confusion, a lot of idealism, a lot of uh, it was like a vacation. You enjoyed maybe sacrificing, taking a really uh, lucrative position in order. Um, to for it to fit an ideal job for you. And then Saturn came in 2023, and you started seeing restrictions. You started seeing what it is, what how important those sacrifices have been, as it has been affecting other areas of your life. And I don't want to use the word suffered, but yeah, you started recognizing that uh, being a little bit more selfish is better in the long run and for the good of all, because you are all about the good of all. Now, this is all playing in with other planets. It's aspecting other planets. So we have Jupiter in Gemini for you, and Gemini is your fifth house of love, romance, children, creativity, and gambling. Pets and gambling is also here. So starting last May, this house did start to expand. It is the house of fun. Uh, Now, Aquarians are not really um, into fun or um, receiving attention. Let's put it that way. You're uncomfortable with receiving personal attention. Not that you don't enjoy being loved or having fun or enjoying children, but you're just wired where you don't like you find it weird or uncomfortable to have attention on yourself. You sort of deflect it. So when Jupiter started retrograding, that attention, that love, whatever that was coming your way, started, uh, reversing or slowed down or stopped. And you might have felt like, okay, no, I did like that attention. Uh, I do like having fun. So something about, like, I don't want to say selfish, but uh, yeah, something about taking care of your health and psyche in regards of a lover or romance. Sorry, it's my pug that's snoring. Um, my regular people know that uh, he's always by me, so he snores. But if you're new, sorry, I just don't have the heart to like push him or put him in a different room. So that's the Jupiter backstory. Now Jupiter is has turned direct and it's going forward, and you are getting again this attention or this uh, opportunity for romance or having fun even, and it is again going back to this selfish kind of thing. It is feeling good. Now Gemini is an air sign just like you, so you benefit from this. um, but Gemini is also rules the third house of communication and like daily commuting and what have you, so it brings it down from this Jupiter lofty ideal down to practicality in every day. And plus Pluto is in your sign. You have this, you're exuding this kind of authority, this kind of allure, and with Jupiter in Gemini trying to uh, have you be comfortable in this new skin on a day-to-day basis. Uh, so that's the Jupiter backstory. Then we also have Uranus and Taurus, and I'm mentioning these because there's aspects to these planets and these areas of your life in the next 2 weeks, inclusive of your Pisces related house. Uh, and Uranus has been in your fourth house of home and family, your parents. So you've had quite a few shocking surprises, revelations, twists and turns regarding home and family. And we have a couple of more new uh, abrupt surprises here before Uranus, your ruler, as a matter of fact, exits Taurus in May, June, and then enters Gemini. So again, your love, your romance house, and the way you have fun is going to uh, start shifting abruptly. So this Jupiter in Gemini is like a prep for you. Just a little background on that, and then I'll discuss Mars because that has a few aspects to Pisces as well. While I'm reading out your scope in regards to these aspects. So early this week, we do have Mercury in Pisces, semi-squaring Chiron in Aries. Now let me make sure. Aries is your third house of communication. Okay, so there is talk, discussion, debate regarding a job, an income, or your value system. Many of you have started a new position or are in the process of doing that, of changing your career altogether. And again, it's going to be a job, definitely something that you may not have thought of that you would be doing, but um, it is going to be lucrative and beneficial for you. But these next 2 weeks, it is the beginning of an end to a situation regarding your job and income. You might be leaving a position in these 2 weeks, or if you've already changed a position, something about your job and income um, is coming to an end. Something that was confusing about it, maybe, is coming to an end. Now, it does square Chiron and Aries, this talk debate that I said regarding your job and income. So this triggers some kind of a wound or a hurt that that is related to your third house of communication, commuting, maybe a sibling, extended family, cousins, maybe social media, or maybe a language. And it has to do with image, how you are seen with the way you communicate. Your Aquarius, your life is shifting, and it's shifting in profound ways because the second house is a very important house. The second, the fourth, these are very emotional houses, and the second house being an emotional house because it's the way you value yourself, and it being in Pisces as well. So there's double emotions here, and you really don't do emotions. Uh, so 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 there's something you need to release. Maybe it's regarding your value system. You need to release and let go in order um, for you to achieve whatever you're yearning for in regards to a job or an income. And then we have the next day we have the sun entering Pisces. So this your job and income situation will be illuminated here. You will see into the dark crevices and the cracks. Uh, and I'm talking, I'm saying that in as far as like an analogy. Whatever cracks there are, they will be illuminated. You and others will see what needs to be released, what needs to be changed here, or it can be simply because you've started a new job or you're learning the ropes, and and because also Pisces rules the 12th house of secrets and behind the scenes of your psyche, of spirituality and faith, that might be in the mix as well. Um, and here we have Venus in Aries that is semi-squaring Uranus and Taurus. So Aries again is your communication, commuting, your neighborhood. That's hitting a hard aspect in regards to your home and family. This can simply mean that um, you are planning to move. Um, um, Maybe neighbors or neighborhood you've researched and are looking uh, to a more suitable neighborhood for you, um, uh, because maybe you are like I said, changing a job, and you're just not fitting in whatever area you are. Or it could be you've had a new family and you're outgrowing the place where you are, and you want to move. So you are going to be researching homes mortgages, apartments, maybe, and all that. And this aspect here jumpstarts it. Now, Venus will go retrograde in Aries, so that's why I'm saying there will be a back and forth, a researching effort here, and it looks like to be a big move. Uh, so that's why I'm saying that it might take a little bit longer because you're needing this bigger space. Um, Also, on this day, Juno enters Sagittarius. Sagittarius is your 11th house of groups, friends, associations, circles, and it is also the house of your hopes, wishes, and dreams of your future, of how you want to be seen out there in the world, because it's the 11th house. It also rules sometimes the second or third marriage, if any of that applies to you. So, Juno entering here, Juno is about commitment. And like I mentioned, Sagittarius is your 11th house. So this is all fitting in. Yeah, this is setting up this picture of your values changing, a job change, um, a neighborhood, a home move, and a commitment about the future, your future vision. There was just one thing that I wanted to mention here regarding this, but I can't remember right now. But I'm sure I will remember it when I'm going through this, because I'm going like back and forth with these aspects. Okay, and then the next most important thing is Mercury in Pisces will square Jupiter in Gemini, and this is why I told you the backstory of Jupiter and Gemini for you, because this is a very important aspect. Square is a hard aspect, but it is squares can be good. And squares are not really like oppositions, where it's an either or kind of type of deal, even though oppositions can be also good. But squares, you have room to maneuver, and it also jumpstarts something or whatever, if it was stagnant or what have you. And again, oh, now I remember what I wanted to say, and I'll just explain it here. So again, discussions, conversations, thinking about uh, ending a job, um, change of a value of how you value yourself. Income is really important for you here, because like I said, you are thinking about this big move, and it's squaring Jupiter in Gemini, um, which can mean two things. It can mean that it's expanding this for you, and uh, Jupiter in Gemini. Gemini is your fellow air sign, so it's actually really good for you. Or it can be an exaggeration, just uh, an exaggeration that you might not feel comfortable with. And again, think of the backstory that I told you about Jupiter and Gemini. So these planets are working with each other to have you, like I mentioned, your life is changing, and it's changing, where you're you're not liking this attention that's being drawn to you. like like they say, get used to it, kid. You're in the spotlight. So Jupiter in Gemini is trying to make you comfortable with this attention that you're getting, and being not just comfortable like in secret, or on and off, but daily. Gemini is a daily practical sign. It's a transactional sign. It's wanting you to own it. Um, and and baby steps, that's fine, because you are hardwired a different way, of, like I mentioned, shying away from attention. But more and more, and especially with Pluto in your sign, more and more that is going to be reinforced. That attention, and liking that attention, and owning it, wearing it, is going to feel more and more. Uh, Between now and May, June, before Jupiter changes signs, you will have more opportunities that'll be expanding. And it may at times feel uncomfortable, because we have a couple of hard aspects to Jupiter, I believe in next month and May, that you may struggle with. But you are ruled by the planet of Uranus. You are the genius of the zodiac. So there will be like genius revelations where you say, okay, no, that's fine. I can wear this. I can own this. And you'll see benefits in other areas of your life when you start getting more and more used to this attention. Uh, and also, with this Mercury in Pisces squaring Jupiter in Gemini, there is mutual reception here. Jupiter is the co-ruler of Pisces, and Mercury is the ruler of Gemini. So it's in each other's interests, for this square, for this expansion. Uh, the only risk, like I said, is just exaggeration, because it's Jupiter; it expands everything, and for any confusion, because Pisces is not really just the facts, ma'am. It's more nuanced than that. And we also are going to have a Mercury retrograde in Pisces. So these discussions will go around two more times, before we finally get it. Uh, and you can see, like, right after that, we have the Sun in Pisces, semi-sextiling Pluto in your sign. So yes, Aquarius, this is about you being comfortable, getting used to this attention, because you're going to um, Pluto is powerful, and you hosting Pluto, you're just going to have you're going to be like a magnet, and you're going to have to get used to this attention, and you will. Like I mentioned, you've been so much in the background, you've sacrificed so much that it's affected all these areas of your life. That now it's your coming out party. It's your debutante, or a debut, whatever it is they say for a man. But you will be wearing it lovely. Um, and Pluto rules fear. So yeah, if whatever you're uncomfortable with, that will be be brought up to you so that you can break free of it. All right, and then this is a very important day. So the end of this week, beginning of next, it's Sunday, and you might feel it before, during, or after. Like I said, it's not about that specific day, that specific hour, but on Sunday the 23rd, Mercury in Pisces will trine Mars in Cancer. So again, discussions about your job, income, or your value system is actually meshing really well uh, with Mars that's retrograde in Cancer. Cancer for you is your sixth house of health, habits, routines, and scheduling. Yeah, this is definitely about your job. You're loving this new opportunity, or this job. Now, it is retrograde, so whatever was reversed or got stuck, now it will go forward. And this is quite exciting for you, because on the same day, Mars will station direct in Cancer. Um, Pay attention, like I said, to these few days, because a veil is lifted and you've got a very important discussion regarding your job and income. And with Mars station direct on that same day, this will stick, this will hold. The only other thing that will continue from here on in is just um, there's no obstacles, because it'll be moving forward, but it'll be just whatever was an obstacle in the last few months. You're maybe it's paperwork, maybe it's certification, whatever it is, you're going to be able to surmount it now. You're going to have forward movement and this energy of Mars um, helping you with that. Now we're back to Pisces, because, like I said, these next 2 weeks is all about Pisces, and it's a prelude to the ending of Neptune's transit, 14 long years of Neptune's transit in Pisces, and also Saturn, any restrictions. Uh, that starts to lift in May as Saturn leaves Pisces. But this is giving you like a movie trailer of that ending, and something has to end in your Pisces related house. And what is holding you back, I believe, is income. You're worried or hesitant about income because you have this move. You're wanting to set up these surprises with family. Um, and that's what might be holding you back. But here with Ceres entering Pisces, first of all, it's definitely saying uh, don't don't fixate on income. Income will come. Um, Try to fixate more on releasing something regarding the past about your job and your income, because this opportunity is going to be really big for you. But Ceres is the planet of compromise um, and agreements. So you're going to start having discussions and agreements and compromises about releasing something about your job and your income and your value. It's going to start here, and it will take a few weeks. It falls in line with this Mercury and Venus retrograde in Pisces, uh, so it will be going back and forth. But this time you have Ceres helping you with compromises. And with Ceres, just remember, in regards to compromises, emotions have to be parked at the door. And you can do that well. Like I said, you're not really into emotions. You're like Capricorn. It's like, why? Why does it have to be emotional? Let's just get practical. So yeah, because with Ceres, it's both parties have to be willing to forfeit something to get what you need, to get what each side what it needs. Uh, so that's where the compromise and the agreement is, and that's why it'll take a few weeks. Because if you're not emotional, maybe somebody else is, and you have to get past those emotions. But it's all good. Okay, next. Oh, by the way, if I sound like I'm talking way too fast, like blah blah blah, blah, I I'm speeding up the video so that I can fit um, the last remaining signs. You can actually click on the video and click the tools icon, and you can slow down the video if I'm sounding too crazy. Uh, so then, where are we? Oh, yes, on February 25th, Tuesday. So the next week, we have a very important aspect. It will be Mercury conjunct Saturn in Pisces. This is really important, and this is serious. So, serious discussions, important discussions regarding your job, your income. Uh, rather, Saturn has been restricting you here in regards to your job, your income, and your value system for the past 2 years, since 2023. And this discussion, Saturn doesn't hate us. It doesn't hate you. It's been trying to build you a really solid foundation to manifest this yearning you have about a job. I think I mentioned that earlier, but just in case I hadn't. So pay attention to this discussion, Aquarius, because this is your ticket to lifting any restrictions, and this is your clue to how Saturn will be leaving Pisces and and relieving you of any restrictions regarding a job or an income. Saturn can manifest in an authority figure or a boss, or the person, this maybe new job that you might be interviewing at. So pay attention to that, and remember, um, you are exuding a confidence, a power. Um, so the only thing I'm trying is own it. You don't have to fake it. You have it. It's within you. These planets, these whatever, it's within you. Just own whatever, like, accolade or whatever acclaim and attention you're getting, because that is your clue. That is your ticket to getting this dream position, or this, because your value system will is getting a boost here. And then finally, we come to February 27th, the all new, very important moon in Pisces. This is a new opportunity, Aquarius, for a beginning to an end, for a release of what has been holding you back regarding your job, your income, and your value system. Because this new moon, 6 months down the line, will be a total lunar eclipse. Um, so you're getting a sneak peek of the ending of the release, um, as well as try to be proactive in this again. I mean, it's easy for me to say, yeah, don't worry about income. I don't know your personal situation. It can be very, very difficult to do that right here, but try to be proactive in it, because in 6 months down the line, something or someone will be eclipsed out of your second house. Whatever is deadwood, whatever is not benefiting you anymore, it will be eclipsed out, because then the solar eclipse that follows is a new opportunity that fills up this vacuum. Sorry. So yeah, um, even if you're not able to, you know, be proactive, again, because of income, because of this family situation or this purchase, whatever, just at least mentally prepare yourself for 6 months down the line for this eclipse to happen. All right, Aquarius, Pisces, my favorite new sign. No, all the signs are cool, but yeah, this is all about you. This is all about your image, about how you appear, how you are seen. Um, and we have a lot going on with your sign this month, but in particular these 2 last weeks. So this is your mid-month to the end of the month scope, as I will not be uploading a weekly scope next week, because uh, March is heavy duty. In the first week, even there's a really important important aspect, a significant aspect, and it doesn't stop, Pisces. It continues one after the other in March. So really exciting, rock and rolling kind of month in March, and I need some extra time, because I do also work to deliver a comprehensive March monthly forecast for you guys. So hopefully this mid-month to the end of the month will hold you over until you get your March forecast. So let me first do one thing really quick. Okay, so let's get into this, as they say. Oh, and by the way, if I sound like I'm talking way too fast, you can click on the video and a tools icon will appear, and you can slow it down if that's a problem for you. So, Pisces, uh, if you remember your February forecast, I did say that the month of February is really a prelude, like a movie trailer of how Neptune's journey, 14 very long years, that journey has been in your sign. Um, and whatever idealism or yearning that you have had regarding your image, the way you appear, your profile, your wardrobe, your style, your essence. And it's more involved than that, but you can listen to the February forecast if you have any questions. Also, this month is a prelude to any restrictions that you may have been encountering since 2023 in regards to your image and your profile and so forth. So these 2 weeks, these two last weeks, especially um, for you, is all about your image, and your scope is actually looking a little similar to Sagittarius. I don't know if you have any Sagittarius in your natal chart, but if you do, maybe you want to listen to that. Uh, Not really necessarily in regards to your image, but to your home and family and this big move that you're doing with home and family. But I'll discuss that a little later on. And also, there's this upcoming direction of your job, your income, or the way you value yourself. And then Mars with in Cancer and Leo. But I'll discuss that in regards to when I go through the aspects. Excuse me. Okay, so I should have done this. Yikes. And I don't want to stop the video because it takes so much time to re-record everything. Um, Let me see if I can do it really fast while I just speak nonsense so that you can yeah, I did something. Okay. All right. So Pisces, this week begins off with Mercury in your sign, semi-squaring Chiron in Aries. And this is why I needed to do this. Yes, I did good. So there is a discussion, um, either within yourself or about you, about your image. Or again, like I said, maybe it's within your own mind and psyche that triggers some kind of a wound or a hurt regarding, again, value system, how you value yourself, or in regards to a job or income. Maybe you're feeling that it's just not matching the new you that you've been changing. So that starts off the week, but it's not a negative aspect. There's these healing words, healing discussion. Uh, Again, maybe somebody talking about you or to you about yourself or within your own psyche. Because then the next day, Sun enters Pisces, your sign. So you are being put out there. The Sun illuminates for you to see how you have changed, excuse me, as well as how other people see you. So you will be getting a lot of feedback. Um, like I mentioned in your February scope, it'll be like, oh my God, you've changed so much, or wow, you look different. Things in that nature. And then the sun also shines the light into any crevices or cracks uh, that maybe you need to like work on or release. Because you also rule the 12th house of secrets, behind the scenes, the past, any long-term drug or alcohol use here. Um, and with this ever-changing um, uh, experience that you've had for the 14 years and restrictions, that those issues might come up from the past. So just to be aware of that. Now, we do have Mercury in your sign that is semi-sextiling Venus in Aries. So again, discussions about you in regards to it's sending actually here now it's sending a very good vibe to your second house of job, income, and your value system. Venus has been transiting Aries for the past couple of weeks, and you have either found a new job that's more lucrative, or maybe you've gotten a raise, or you might have found the love of your life at a job. Um, um, or yeah, Venus brings money, fame, fortune, and this is in your second house, but it's also again tied in with your image because Aries natally rules the first house of image. We also have Juno entering Sagittarius. So Sagittarius for you is your 7, 8, 9, 10, your 10th house of career, status, reputation, and authority figures. Um, so Juno is about commitment, Pisces, and this is about a job or a career change. Um, so there's talk of a commitment, either your career or your job is asking for a commitment because maybe they know you're not happy and you want to switch jobs or leave a job, or maybe you're interviewing and you're being asked for a commitment. Um, so, and this is not a 1 day deal. It's Juno will be in Sagittarius for a few weeks, well more, I think, months. So look for commitment issues or requests regarding your job and your income. Um, And then on February 20th, that towards the end of this week, we have Mercury in your sign that will square Jupiter in Gemini. This is a very, very important aspect. Um, Again, it is discussions, talks about you, and Gemini is your fourth house of home, family, your parents, and your physical home. Uh, I can tell you that's why I said your scope is kind of similar to Sagittarius because you will be moving. You are going to be moving. Um, your family is moving. Um, Now, Jupiter in Gemini for you. Uh, so Gemini again is your fourth house of home and family and parents. And last year May you did receive uh, maybe a very good opportunity or a couple of opportunities regarding a move, a relocation uh, of some sort. Now, uh, Gemini is the sign of the twins, and you also your zodiac sign is the two fishes. So for you, there's something unique about your living situation or what you want to achieve with a home and family or a relocation. Uh, it it looks like it's uh, maybe two homes, maybe a duplex um, with another family member living next door, or it could be because there's travel between these two homes. So it might not really be a duplex. It might be maybe you have an adult child that has been that is married but is needing you more now for some reason, and you're going back and forth between these two homes, or it could be um, maybe your parents are going to need you, and you're traveling between your own home and your parents' home, or you might be a student, and this back and forth might be your out of state dorm and then coming home for the holidays, or it could be a romance or a love interest, and you're just not ready to make a commitment, but you're like living at their place and you're living at your own place, something like that, where you're going back and forth. There's something about two homes and traveling between these two homes. That's what Jupiter and Gemini has been, and that sort of stalled or was put on the back burner in October. That's because Jupiter went retrograde, but now it's turned direct. Excuse me, my goodness, I'm sorry about that. I had to cough. It's like because you're the 12th sign and I've been talking so much. Yeah, I might, be stopping and drinking water or something. So now that it has gone direct, Jupiter has gone direct in your home and family situation. That opportunity is back up and ready to rock and roll with it. And before Jupiter changes signs in June, you will have a couple more opportunities here. Now, this is also like a movie trailer, like a clue to what Uranus, when it changes signs from Taurus into Gemini, uh, what Uranus will be doing regarding your home and family situation. So I can tell you it'll be a unique living situation. Um, it'll be an exciting, kind of liberating uh, living situation. So with this Mercury in your sign squaring Jupiter in Gemini, it's not a big thing. It's not. I'm sorry. It's not a negative thing. I mean, I know squares are hard aspects, but here uh, there's mutual reception. Jupiter is actually your co-ruler besides Neptune, and Mercury rules Gemini. So it is in each other's interests for whatever this square is about, and it usually is some kind of a jumpstart of a stale situation. So this can be very beneficial where it expands something about your home and family, as there is discussions um, about you and uh, how you can make this work, uh, because this discussion is about your image, about you, about your essence, and how this will figure out. Now, the other thing that happens is on the 23rd, Mercury in your sign will trine Mars in Cancer. And Cancer for you is your fifth house of love, romance, children, creativity, pets, and gambling. So, after this discussion and this expansion regarding a home and family situation, then you maybe this expansion is regarding a romance, or maybe it's about a child. Uh, maybe some of you are getting pregnant, and thus wanting a bigger space, um, or maybe it's your adult child that is somehow related to this expansion of your home and family. Maybe they're getting married and living with you, or it could be uh, maybe you're a single mom and they've gotten a really great job, and now you're able to afford another like bigger space, um, but it's somewhere far from where you are right now. That's why maybe this traveling back and forth. Maybe you come back to visit your parents and you go to this new living space, um, or it could be you're reconnecting with your roots. Like you might not be, you might not have you might have your roots in a foreign place, or maybe a distant place, and you're coming back and forth. Or you could be like retiring and maybe living somewhere where it's cheaper, like maybe a cheaper country to get more bang for your buck regarding your retirement. But your family's here and you go back and forth. In any case, something about your love, your romance sector, your children, your child, or a creative project is helping with this, with whatever it is regarding your image and this house move and all that. Um, then we have Mars stationing direct in Cancer. Now, this is very, very important, as Mars has been retrograde in your fifth house of love, romance, children, or creativity. Um, Whatever started in heat and passion back in September, October, then it started retrograding. And maybe you've had a falling out with a romance, or with a child, or maybe you got stuck with a creative project of some sort. uh, but now that it's stationing direct, well, first pay attention to these few days, because whenever a planet stations, you do get like a sneak peek, and especially so because there's a on the same date there's a discussion about you that is trining Mars in Cancer. So yeah, you're definitely going to get a clue of how this Mars will move direct in your love and romance and your child house. And this is quite important for many of you, because we did have a partial eclipse in your sign mid-September, which opposed your partnership house. So many of you are have had maybe a falling out or a distance, become distant from a partner, but um, because you're the compassionate sign, maybe you realize that it would be just too traumatic for a partner for you to leave now. But there, and there was an issue about value system, maybe not necessarily from your partner, but maybe somebody associated with your partner that hurt you, um, that maybe caused some kind of a fallout. But um, whatever it is, like I said, whatever confusing issue or restriction, you are going to be released of that soon. Um, Also on Sunday, so another strong hit. So really pay attention to Sunday on the 23rd. Ceres will enter your sign. So there will be discussions, compromises, and agreements regarding you, or whatever it is with you. And naturally, uh, we've got the North Node in your sign and the South Node in your opposite sign of Virgo, your partnership house. So there may be compromises and agreements in regards to you and a partner. And then on the 25th, very important, we have Mercury conjunct Saturn in your sign. This is huge, very very important. It's a very serious, important discussion about you, Pisces, and it looks to be from partner. Now, partners, yes, can mean personal partnerships, but partners can also be business partners or platonic partnerships. And as I've mentioned, maybe you've missed it before. Your sibling can be a partner. Your adult child can be a partner. Anyone who knows you really well, uh, maybe almost daily or on a weekly basis, is quite intimate in that sense, can be considered a partner. But here there is a very serious discussion um, regarding you, and it could be the serious discussion could be about restrictions uh, or whatever restriction you're encountering about yourself. And then on the 27th, this is the last hurrah. There will be a beautiful new moon in your sign, Pisces. So this is a new opportunity, Pisces, for the beginning of an end. Um, Whatever you're trying to change about yourself, to release, to end about yourself, here is a new opportunity that will be presented to you and you will be working on. And this new moon will be in 6 months' time. It will be a total lunar eclipse in your sign. Again, very powerful. Uh, Whatever that you hesitate, um, um, or feel guilty about changing something about yourself, if you hesitate, this total lunar eclipse 6 months down the line will eclipse something out. It will force you to release whatever it is about the past, about yourself. It naturally opposes a partnership, naturally opposes Virgo. So if you're eclipsed out, it might be whatever hang up you're having about values, and that might be eclipsed. That part of your personality might, you know, be eclipsed out, and this partnership will be rejuvenated into something new. Or it could be here that you are leaving a partnership with the total lunar eclipse. In any case, pay attention to this new moon, whatever this new opportunity is, because it does give you a clue of what might be. Because you are also the sign of the two fishes, so there's always dual options with anything regarding Pisces or Gemini for that matter. Um, and that is the wrap up for the month of February. I did mention Jupiter in Gemini for you in detail. And I mentioned that Jupiter is now going direct because I forgot to mention this earlier. Um, so that opportunity about a home, family, and expansion, a blending of families, a like a unique living situation, um, whatever that was that happened last year and then got stalled, and now is picking up the first week in March. I think the first or second day of March, you're going to be confronted with a decision. You'll have to be making a decision here. It's something of do I stay or do I go? It's a very very important decision. But then let me leave that for the March forecast. But since it is involving you and this really big decision, I did want to mention it. Now, the other thing is, please, Pisces, because we will have Mercury and Venus going retrograde in your sign. I mentioned this ad nauseum in February and in last week's weekly scope. Please be careful of going under the knife for any reason regarding plastic surgery or any intrusive thing about that, or maybe even any medication regarding weight loss. I mean, of course, I'm not a doctor. I'm sure you've you will what I'm trying to say is consult with a professional before you get into that, because we Venus will go retrograde and you might absolutely hate it or regret it. And because Mercury is also going retrograde in your sign, um, there is yet more information that you're not aware of. So that's my only disclosure there. But yeah, it looks like definitely for you it's going to be a big move, but there's something of a duality there. And then romance, maybe a new romance, or maybe an old partnership gets like a life breathed into it, where it becomes a new romance. Just the only thing is with you and Libra and Virgo. Like I mentioned, you're very mesmerizing now, especially with all these changes that's been happening to you. Just be aware of any triangle situations. You don't want to get involved in that, or just be completely aware of any issues that might come up. I will mention that more in March's scope as well. All right, Pisces, I hope I didn't confuse anybody, but explaining your sign, it's very, very nuanced. There's a lot of hidden factors in the ethereal, and it's really difficult to relay it in layman's terms. I mean, I can see the astrology of it, but add to it the nuance, the ethereal of your sign, and all of it. It's a challenge to explain it clearly. And if I have failed in that, uh, I one apologize, and second, I absolutely welcome any questions. I answer all comments. And I would be more than happy to do that. I told the other signs, I just feel like I'm dropping off my baby. I just don't end the recording and talk more. But I think I've beaten a dead horse here. All right, Pisces, the universe is looking out for you. And if you have any questions, throw them in the comments. Take care of yourselves. I will be talking to you in March.